Alrighty then, here we are. Successful Indie Author, 5-Minute Focus, episode 288, the Dopamine Discombobulation. Positive reinforcement has been used forever in training our minds to deliver the behavior we want more of. Your child screams in the checkout aisle at the grocery store and you give them a piece of candy. So every time you go in the aisle in the grocery store to check out, they start screaming because they're going to get a reward, a piece of candy. Okay. Yeah, we don't want to see anybody smack their kid in the head when they do that. So no punishment, but no reward either. No, you're not going to get it. My parents were pretty consistent on that. No, we never got candy at the checkout aisle in the checkout lane. But positive reinforcement, your employees do a great job and you give them a bonus, an on the spot bonus. Hey, here's a $100 Amazon gift card because you did a great job today on this one thing. If you tie it specifically to a behavior, then you will get more of that behavior and you don't have to continuously provide positive reinforcement. Well, in the 21st century, we've got video games, and that started last century. Yeah, because we're all old and we live in 2 centuries now. With video games, and you get positive reinforcement. You shoot a monster. Remember Castle Wolfenstein or the other first-person shooters. You shoot a monster, they explode. Cool, look at that dopamine hit. And then you just go on once every 2-3 seconds. You're getting this excitement, this thrill of doing something and being rewarded for doing something. Okay, that trains our minds. It trains our minds that, hey, we need more video games because, oh my God, I'm going to just get so excited all the time. I'm going to be raging. As authors, when we're writing, you're at your computer, you're struggling, you're crawling through broken glass to get this latest scene written, and that feels more like punishment. And we know what happens with punishment. Punishment stops behaviors. You look at Pavlov's dogs. Hey, you ring the bell, they get food. And now all of a sudden they associate ringing the bell with getting food, and that's a positive reinforcement. Ring the bell, they start salivating, whether they got food or not after a certain amount of training. Same thing happens for you. You're writing a scene. Do you get the thrill out of something that's down the road, selling the book, getting the reviews, having people get excited over your story? Is that the thrill? Can you delay your gratification and understand that your dopamine hit is going to be greater later rather than where you are now? How does it work for you? You need to understand that. And what you'll find is way too many authors will be online saying, hey, I'm writing a book. Hey, here's the recent, here's a phrase I just ginned up. And they'll get a bunch of likes and people love it. And they'll get their dopamine hit off that as opposed to actually writing the book. It's the process of writing the book, and people are, hey, you're going to be an author. Great. And they get that thrill. And then they never actually write the book. It's positive reinforcement assigned to the wrong behavior, just writing a single sentence and thrilling the readers, as opposed to the positive reinforcement of having a book written and making the sales, and then having another book and climbing up the charts where people know who you are. That's a big thrill, but it takes a lot of crawling through broken glass to get there. So can you delay the gratification in a way that will support your business in the right way? Not the instant gratification way, but in the delayed gratification way, as in, this is how I have to run my business. I can't be constantly online seeking likes on a Facebook post for something I did, this little tidbit, as opposed to writing a whole chapter where maybe 75% of it isn't all that exciting, but it's necessary and the readers will eat it up as part of the whole book. Make sure that you're assigning your positive reinforcement to the right behaviors. The right behavior is not going on Facebook and talking about writing the book. The positive reinforcement is actually having the book written. That's where you get your reward. And that is why in 20 Books to 50K, celebrate finishing the book. We don't celebrate starting the book. You can start all the books you want and never get anywhere. It's a business. You need to finish the book. Retweets. Oh my God, by all that's holy. Don't do that. Don't feel good about those. Just stay away from that. Facebook likes, is it you just looking at it as the video game of writing a book? Hey, I'm writing a book. Okay, cool. Everybody likes that. That's cool. But have you written a book? What about this book? Oh, look at this cover that I'm attaching to this book that's already written. That's cool stuff. Those are the positive dopamine hits that you need to seek, as opposed to the writing process of, hey, I'm always continually writing a book. After time, people are going to stop liking your stuff because, hey, you're not going to finish a book. Money is a huge motivator. Seeing those paychecks each month, that is cool. Can't get those until after you finish your book and you can sell it. Identify the positive reinforcements that improve your life. That's finishing a book, that's selling a book, that's finishing the next book and the next book. Whether you're doing it once a year or a month, it doesn't matter. It's if you're getting that big hit off the one book, well, then you got to improve your marketing game, and then you get that big hit off a big sales day because your marketing game is up there and you're selling that book. It's okay. It's okay to get reinforced for marketing. It seems kind of that when you see, hey, this campaign really hit well. I picked up 1,000 new readers. I could use 1,000 new readers. People think I have a lot of readers. I don't have enough. How many books do I need to sell? At least one more. Always at least one more. Find what feels like positive reinforcement, but isn't. Identify those and remove them. Posting too much on Facebook about the process and not about the result, well, then maybe relook at where you're getting your thrill from. Pavlov's dogs, what's the rest of the story? Well, Pavlov, he said, well, can they refine the right tone? Can we just pick a tone and change the tone so it's not always just a bell? And they refined it. And what they did was positive reinforcement for this one tone, like 3,000 hertz. And then everything else, they were starting to punish. And they refined it. And pretty soon, the dogs stopped responding at all. And every time any bell rang, no matter what the tone was, the dogs started shaking and were afraid because they had gotten punished. They had gotten a small electric shock. This is what's going to happen on Twitter. This is what's going to happen on Facebook. If you're constantly looking for those likes, if you don't deliver the right end result, which is a finished product and a career, even if you're part-time, that's fine. I'm not saying write full-time. That's not for everybody. It's the career of writing a book. Even if it's only one book a year. Hey, here's the book I've got. Here's the one I'm on. And here's the one I'm going to do next year. Show those. The positive reinforcement is the completed product. Delayed gratification. Look for that. Get your thrills from that. Don't get your thrills from the wrong things. Identify what you're getting a thrill from that isn't supporting your business in the right way. Yes, a long one, but the dopamine discombobulation, because a lot of people are assigning positive reinforcement to things that aren't benefiting them in the long term. You're in it for the long game because hopefully you live a long, long time. Do it the right way that supports you in a way that you'll benefit the most, as opposed to that thrill right now, these 2 seconds, and then forgotten beyond that, because we all have lives to live. All right. Hopefully that helped. Peace, fellow humans.